Hey everyone! In today's video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what has worked and not worked for me as I try to fix my plantar fasciitis. My name is Ellen Frost. I've been a florist for 17 years, and I'm working to build a community of flower nerds online. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than the videos I normally make because usually I'm talking about flowers and floral design, but today I'm going to be talking about plantar fasciitis, which is a condition that does affect a lot of florists. If you read along with my free weekly newsletter, you know that I have been struggling with this condition for quite a while. And a lot of you have written in and shared your own experiences and tips and tricks of what has worked for you as you try to fix plantar fasciitis. So today I'm going to share my experiences of what has worked for me and what has not worked. And if you think you have plantar fasciitis, if you have foot pain or heel pain, definitely go get it checked out by a doctor. I am not a medical professional. I'm not sharing medical advice. I'm just a florist who stands on their feet all day and has a sore foot and is sharing my experiences with you today. So what is plantar fasciitis? Plantar fasciitis is a condition where the tissue at the bottom of your foot, or the fascia, that's what it's called, gets inflamed. And when it gets inflamed, it causes intense, like really intense heel pain. Pain so painful that it makes it hard to walk or even to stand. And this pain, typical of plantar fasciitis, is worse in the morning because when you're sleeping, that tissue, that fascia tightens up. And that first step out of bed when you stretch your foot is like excruciating. It is really painful. This is often an overuse injury, so it happens to a lot of athletes, but it also occurs with people who stand on their feet a lot during the day, like florists or nurses, construction workers. And it is a problem that can impact your daily life. It impacts my daily life. It's hard for me to stand at work. It's uncomfortable for me to exercise. I can't wear cute shoes. And it makes it hard for me to do things that I want to do that are associated with standing a lot. When the pain from plantar fasciitis is really bad, what I want is pain relief. I'm not thinking long-term, I'm thinking short-term pain relief. And I've tried a lot of things, and most of them don't work, honestly. So things I've tried that do not work. The ice bottle trick, which if you look at YouTube or at TikTok, everybody says use the ice bottle trick. So it's basically taking a plastic water bottle and filling it up with water and then freezing it. And then once it's frozen, rolling your foot over the bottle. And it says to do that like several times a day. And that basically gave me no relief. I maybe felt like a few minutes of pain relief, but I think that was mostly because my foot was just cold and numb. I wasn't really feeling anything. But once the cold wore off, it was still just as painful. The same thing goes for, I got an ice sock, which a friend of mine bought me, which is basically a sock that has little pockets in it that you can put ice packets in. So you can walk around basically with an ice sock on. Again, this did nothing really to help with pain relief. It didn't really do anything at all. Next, I've tried lots of shoe inserts, and most of them have been a waste of money that did not help me at all. No pain relief whatsoever. Things that have worked for me for pain relief, first, ibuprofen. I do take ibuprofen, especially at the end of the day at work, if my foot is really sore. That does give me maybe a few hours of pain relief, especially at the end of the day after a long day of standing on my feet. The thing that I found is most helpful for pain relief, though, is changing what I wear on my feet. So before I had plantar fasciitis, I would just wear any old shoes to work. They could be sandals or slip-ons or sneakers, anything. And my feet were so sore at the end of the day. Now what I found is if I wear the proper footwear and support, that really helps. So the first thing is that I got a pair of Hoka sneakers, and Hokas are an exercise sneaker, a running sneaker primarily. And the ones that I got were the Arahi 7. These are specifically made to stabilize your foot. So these are recommended for plantar fasciitis, and I'll tell you that I've had 3 or 4 pairs of them now ever since I was recommended them, and they work great. So in addition to the Hokas, I have found an insert that works for me, which is called ProFoot. So this is just like a heel insert that you put right inside of your sneaker. And I think part of the problem I was having before was that I didn't understand that you put the insert right on top of your sneaker, like inside your sneaker. Before I was taking out the insert that came with my sneaker and putting the new one in. But really you just put the Pro Foot right on top. So your foot feels like it's lifted up and your sneaker might feel a little bit tighter, but that has definitely worked. So Hoka's with the Pro Foot. And then my third thing that I do is wear a Coprez, that's the brand name, Coprez Plantar Fasciitis compression sleeve. And this is like a sleeve, it comes on like a sock, but it's a compression sleeve that is made for plantar fasciitis and really puts pressure on your arch so that it stretches that tissue, that fascia, as you're doing your day-to-day things. So I've got Hoka's, I've got the insert from ProFoot, and I've got the Coprez sleeve. And together, these things have really made a difference. I can usually go the whole day of work, 8 or 10 hours of standing on my feet, and come home and not be hobbled or just feel like I can't even stand up anymore. These things have definitely helped with pain relief. While I have some short-term solutions that help with pain management, I also am trying to employ some longer-term solutions which will prevent plantar fasciitis from continuing or getting worse, or once I've had a little rest from it, coming back. So the first thing that the doctor recommended is rest. And obviously rest works. I've tried it, it works great. However, as a working florist, I can't always rest. I have to go to work. I have to stand on my feet. I have to do deliveries. And so while rest does work, and I do try to rest as often as I can, that can be a little bit challenging. The next thing that the doctor also recommended is losing weight, which, yes, again, works, but that's also a long-term solution. And I'm finding it challenging both at my age and because it's hard for me to exercise because my foot is so sore. But rest and losing weight are definitely on the top of the list of ways to prevent plantar fasciitis in the first place, or to help it get better. The next things are some things that I've employed here at work. I always stand on a fatigue mat, and that definitely helps because my floor here at work is a concrete floor, so it's very hard on my feet, and the fatigue mat definitely helps. I've also made some changes in my behavior in terms of the way I move my body. So the first thing I do is in the morning before I even get out of bed, I do a foot stretch. And this might seem weird before you get out of bed to do it, but it really helps. So all I do is put my leg out straight, and then with my foot, I trace the letters of the alphabet. So A, B, and this is just an exercise to get your foot stretched and moving before you get out of bed. Because like I said, that first step in the morning, those first few steps can be really excruciating. Like sometimes I have to even like hold on to the dresser while I'm walking because it hurts so bad. So including these stretches early in the morning really does help. Another thing that helps is yoga. So when I have time, I love to employ yoga as a strategy, but I don't always have time or make time. But when I do, I love on YouTube, Yoga with Adriene. It's a free yoga class. Probably a lot of you watch Yoga with Adriene. And she has a great class on yoga for feet. And those stretches are really great. They really help me. I also have tried to change up how I exercise because I love to walk and I love to hike, but unfortunately those are things that exacerbate the problem. And even the doctor said hiking, especially when you're on uneven terrain, she told me that is extra hard on your foot if you have plantar fasciitis. So while I do still walk and hike and only run a little bit, I have tried to switch up my exercises. So doing more yoga, also trying to incorporate swimming into my daily activities so that I'm off my feet but still getting some exercise. Plantar fasciitis is a chronic problem. I've had it almost for 4 years. It comes and goes depending on the type of activities I'm doing and the type of maintenance I'm doing to try to control it, but it is chronic and it's something I'm learning to live with. if I continue to do the things that I know work and make time for them and really I'm diligent with them, my foot does feel a lot better. But it's making the time and being diligent that makes all of the difference. So if you out there are suffering from plantar fasciitis, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your experience, and I'd love to know any tips and tricks that you're using that work or things that haven't worked for you, because this is an annoying problem that I know a lot of people have, and I'd love to hear some feedback from you. Thanks for watching.